I still set a place for you sometimes, like you're just running.
You've got to swing over from there.
They say time heals everything, just teaches me how.
Don't worry, I'm only winning two.
Around the empty space you left.
Okay, we're going to get on the board.
So if you're somewhere listening, if love still travels through, this is my prayer.
We've got plenty of room this way up and up. Okay. Well, thank you for coming today. Here we are again. However, we come to celebrate Florence's life, and you know, as her husband's passed away, so it's sort of like a double-edged hammer, bittersweet. But it's also nice to know that they're probably together. They're probably having a good conversation and getting on well with each other and saying, well, happy to see you, getting updated on what everyone's up to. But it wasn't that long, so it hasn't been long after Malcolm passed that she passed. So it's nice to have you all here today, and we can, you know, give her a farewell service in celebration of her life. I'm just going to read this in loving memory of Florence Jean Holmes. Her kindness, strength and gentle spirit touched the hearts of all who knew her. We are grateful for the love she shared, the warmth she gave so freely, and the memories that will live on in each of us. Now reunited and at peace together again with her beloved husband Malcolm. Her love story continues beyond this life, and her legacy will forever remain in our hearts. So I think with Florence, I know that she was probably quite a determined lady, and probably the stronghold of the family, and making sure that everything's all good and everyone's okay, and putting everyone in line. Doug's the baby though. Doug's her baby, so it's all good. Hey Doug.
You're the eldest, but you're the baby.
Yeah. That's her baby. So I think, you know, like to honour her, because she's so strong, you know, and she was so unwell that she still continued on. You know, she wasn't going to give up. Like everyone said, oh yeah, you're not far after Malcolm. No, it wasn't going to be that way. So she still remained here. So now it's nice to be able to come together now that she's passed away, and now celebrate and now put her to rest with her husband, which is so cool. But before we do, I'm just going to have a quick prayer to open up our service, and then after that we'll get on with what we need to, okay? So, our Father which art in heaven, we humbly bow our head to thee at this time in prayer, and we're grateful for the life of Florence and for the beauty that she's brought to this family and the legacy that she's left. We're grateful for her presence here on earth and being able to be the person that she is. So today, Heavenly Father, we ask that you may continue to watch over her family, that you may be able to continue to give them the comfort and the support that they need, and also to just be with them at this time of their grief. And we say this in the name of thy Son, Jesus Christ. Amen. Okay. So I'm just going to wing it. And which is okay, because this is how it was with Malcolm. It was the same thing, and this is how they are. You know, there's no big formality and everything else going on here, but this is what they're comfortable with, and this is what the family you're comfortable with. So I think that Christy's going to say a few words. Are you? Yeah, come on then, darling. Yeah, start it off.
You used to say who it's from. My name's from.
I'm reading
From Haley.
a note from Haley. That story. My Nana, my littlest loves. Growing up as a kid, the endless memories you gave me and knowledge you shared with me has forever stuck with me over the years. Some of the best days of my life were at Nana and Pop's house. Quite often Pop was away working and I would stay with you and we would have little sleepovers in your bedroom. We would talk for what seemed like hours until you would ask me if I was ever going to take a breath. And we would laugh and then go to sleep. I remember often hearing the door go in the morning and you would be checking 10 times a minute if I was awake to get ready for our daily adventures, which usually included little bus trips on the bus with Frank to Garden City. walks to the Rochdale shops, and the worst one of all, you making me walk up the massive hill to walk to Springwood. We would venture off, look at the possum houses in the trees, count the dogs that barked at us, and you would always make me walk on the inside of you on the road so I wouldn't get hit by a car. But let's face it, at 5 foot nothing and the tiny little thing you were, nothing was stopping. After half an hour of my winging that, my legs were sore and I was too hot. We would always get a taxi back from Springwood with my 300 grams of chicken meat, and we would sit down and watch Gumby videos or Elvis movies. You would be singing along like a little bird in the tree. You were the strongest woman I knew. You never complained. You always put everyone before yourself. Often worrying about Dad and Auntie Tanya, and when Pop was at dialysis, I remember we would always wait for Pop to ring 2 times, and then we would look out the window to see him come down the hill. We would go down and open the garage for him. The love you and Pop had for each other was a love I could never explain. He was off working and providing while you held the fort down at home, making sure the washing was done, the house was clean, and all his little tablets were on the table while you got his breakfast, lunch and tea. When Pop retired, you both planned to travel, but life had other plans, and Pop was put on dialysis, and most of the time was filled with dialysis and doctor's appointments and endless surgeries. But yet again, you never complained. You took it on your stride, and you always told me as long as he's still here, we're still together, and that's all that matters. You both battled Pop's illness over the years, but you were both happy in your own little worlds with each other. Then, unfortunately, in April 2025, we were given the bad news that you had cancer and we were not going to be here with us for longer than 3 months. But you, being the strong, stubborn woman that you are, proved them wrong and stretched it out until December. You stayed here because I believe you didn't want to leave Pop. Then in August, when Pop passed, you wanted to be with him. You shared a lifetime of love and memories with not only Pop, but all of us. The love you gave me as my Nana is why it's made it even harder to say goodbye to you. But as they say, all good things have to come to an end. We're just putting things on hold until I get there. My heart hurts that you're not here anymore, but also my heart is full knowing now you're back with Pop. From the bottom of my heart, I thank you from everything you did for the kids and me, and I hope you and Pop continue on your adventures. Rest easy, my little love. You will always forever be in our hearts. Love you endlessly.
Well done. Do you want to read Perez now?
I'm here.
Do you want to read Perez's?
Yeah.
You wait, you sounding dirty. It's correct. Thank you.
Today we gather to honour and remember a truly special woman, my beloved Nana. She was a source of love, wisdom and warmth in all our lives. Her kindness touched everyone she met, and her strength inspired us through every challenge. Nana's laughter filled our homes with joy, and her gentle spirit gave us comfort in times of sorrow. Though she has left this world, her love and memories will forever live in our hearts. Nana, I can never thank you and Pop enough for everything you've done for me. I never thought this day would come, and I'd be saying goodbye to you. I know you'll be looking down on us proud. I'll forever miss making memories with you. I'll miss eating KFC with you, but most importantly, I'll miss you. I'll cherish every memory made together. I'm grateful for the time I shared with you. Rest peacefully, my darling.
Jeannie, today we are not saying goodbye to the best sister God ever put on this earth. We are saying until we meet again. As Sister Cecily and I are unable to be here at your service today due to family and ongoing health issues, but we are both there in spirit. Cecily and I have so many beautiful memories of Jeannie. Too many to mention, but will always be great memories from us. Jeannie, Cecily and myself... What's that?
that was cool in Karen.
Cecily and myself growing up on the family farm at Curdy's River.
Want egg man?
We moved to the farm when I was a baby from Gilgandra in 1950 from New South Wales. Jenny is 13 years older than myself and 5 years older than Cecily. Jenny wasn't just a sister, she was a best friend to both of us. I remember snuggling up in bed at night with her with such a comforting feeling, always made me feel safe. Cecily said what a wonderful and great friend and sister was to her. Every Christmas we would help Jean decorate the old farmhouse. I probably got in the way more than I helped. Jeannie would put streamers and balloons everywhere. It would look amazing. Then Dad would cut a branch off the pine tree and Jeannie would turn it into an amazing Christmas tree. Jeannie would always buy me the latest clothes, toys and beautiful ornaments. I really loved my pogo stick she gave me. I hopped everywhere on that. I remember the Christmases she gave me a bright blue matadors and red top. I don't know what matadors are. Must be pants, are they in the tie?
Yeah.
You know? No? Matadors?
Matador pants.
Spanish
Pants.
bullfighter.
Yeah.
I thought I looked amazing in it. A fun thing we did together, every 6 weeks we would make ginger beer. It was messy but fun. Matt became a regular visitor to our home. The first gift Matt gave me was a plastic makeup set. It was Christmas time and I thought it was the best gift. I was so excited when Jean came home and told us that Mac had asked her to marry him. She was wearing a nice shiny ring. It was even more exciting when Jeannie asked me to be her junior bridesmaid. We slept together the night before the wedding, chatting away until we fell asleep. Mac and Jean got married at Narat show day. Nurat. I can still remember Dad saying, "Why are they getting married on show day?" He eventually got over it. The Narat show was Dad's favourite show. Excuse me. I spent a lot of school holidays with Jeannie and Mac in Warrnambool and at Cudgee. Mac will go fishing at the river at Cudgee for trout after work and weekends. Caught a few too. They were very tasty when Jean will cook them up for our dinner. Saturday nights we will go to the Warrnambool car races, which I think was called the Hot Rods. Mac used to race the little car, which I think were called midgets. Shoes or something. When I was 17, I found out that I was going to be a single mum. Jeannie was the family member that stuck by me. That meant so much. Her help, guidance, love and understanding was so very much appreciated. She brought me a book on having a baby. Oh my goodness, far too much information. I didn't want to know. It was a good book I should have read. The next book she bought me was gardening book. Love it, and it was not as scary as having babies. All Jeannie's life, she's always put everyone before herself. A beautiful sister, amazing wife, and very proud, loving mum to Doug and Tanya. The proud mother-in-law to Jodie and Lorna. She had a glow about them when she spoke about her grandchildren and great-grandchildren. Jeannie, Bruce and I love you so much. We are going to miss you. You're not just going to be a phone call away anymore. I will miss our chats on the phone. Fly high, our beautiful Jeannie. Into the arms of the love of your life, Mac. Your relationship with Mac was a true love story. Keep playing your country music up there in heaven. Until we meet again, our beautiful Jeannie, we'll always love you and remember the fun times together. Love always, your sister Judy.
So this is from Cecily, as she calls herself.
Cecily.
Jean and I were from a family of 6. We had 3 sisters, Evelyn, Sylvia, Lorna and her brother Wally. Our parents divorced and we were mostly raised by Granny George because our mum was away from home working on a station to keep the family. I'm just reading it the way it's written. I have wonderful memories of Jean and I going to the Saturday afternoon pictures, going to the local swimming pool, and Sunday mornings playing along the river when we should have been at Sunday school. At Sunday school one Sunday they were going to baptise Jean in a pool, but Jean took off and ran home. Another Sunday Jean fell into the river. We were meant to be at Sunday school, so we had to dry her clothes before we got home so Granny wouldn't know. In 1949, Judy was born, and in 1950 we moved with Mum and our stepdad Harry to a farm at Curdy's River near Timboon in Victoria. It was an epic trip, but exciting, with 4 trains and a bus. Jean was 14 and was able to leave school. She worked at the hairdresser in Timboon and afterwards then at the hospital. We lived 3 miles out of town, and Jean rode her bike to work, rain, hail or shine. It wasn't easy. The only people mover in those days was a horse and cart. Mum and Harry never had a car until after Bruce and I married. Jean started dating Mac, who I knew from school and from the local dances. Jean eventually moved to Warrnambool and worked at Fletcher Jones's factory. Mac and Jean married and lived in Warrnambool, then moved to Coogee. Doug was born while they lived in Coogee. Then Mac took a job in Geelong as an interstate tour bus driver, so the family moved to Geelong. Then along came Tanya. Mac was away for long periods of time. On his return, we all knew to stay away for a few days. I missed them when they went to Geelong, but even more when they moved to Queensland. Bruce and I managed to see them on our regular trips north. I will miss you, Jean, but I know we will meet again. Love always, says Lee.
Thanks very much.
Hey, look, thank you for all those memories that have been spoken about. It certainly does tell me what Jean is like, and how determined she is, and how much her family mean to her, and the spirit that she probably is. You know, quite a kind spirit, your mum. And you know, and that's been, you can see that that's been all developed out of hardship. You know, they've had to really put rubber to the road and work. And even Mac, you know, Mac. Even for him too, probably the same, that they've had to work this all out together, and then they've had to try and make it work, which they've done successfully. Even though there's only a small lot of people here, that speaks volumes. You know, it's not all about numbers, it's all about whose lives that you touch, and I know that she's touched your lives immensely. So, and that's an honour unto her. What we're going to do now is that we've got some roses that we need to place on her. Just before we're going to lower her, we're going to have a final committal. And then from there, then our service will be concluded. If there's no one else that wants to say anything. And I'd also like to acknowledge the in-laws. I haven't acknowledged you during this period of time, but I would say that she has been quite a light in your life. I'm watching this candle, and this candle is blowing, but it's not going out.
That's from her sister Judy.
Yeah. And it kind of makes me think about her, you know, like she's still going, and it ain't blowing out. So, you know, I've been watching it.
Your eyes are looking at you.
But so this is what, you know, like I look at things and I think, oh, that's okay, that's amazing that that's still alive. And look at it, it's really quite, so it could easily be blown out, but it's not, and I think that's a lot to do, you know, like this reminds me of how she is. You know, like you say, right through all this, she's been determined. She should have passed away pretty much after Mal had passed away. She should have pretty been much not long after that. But so she persevered. But however, what we'll do now, I've got a rose for the immediate family to place onto her casket. And this one. This one.
Can you put it on there? Thank you.
Thank you.
We
Okay.
got that sand too. I've got
To hear you laugh, to hear you cry,
Just on top of
just a
it.
chance to
Yep.
say goodbye, to
We've
say
got a
the
piece
things we
of the
didn't
sand.
say. That would be our greatest wish today. And all we can do is throw a flower on the water, look for the sun through the rain, lay a little frangipani gentle on the water, remember how we loved you. Come your head to lace you, buy some flowers.
And this is to do with both of them, because we are here, because he's down there, so you know, we've got to be together. So together again, two hearts that walked this life as one, through raising dawn and setting sun, now side by side no more apart, reunited soul to soul, heart to heart. Though we remain with tears that fall, love has gathered and held them all, together again in peaceful light, wrapped in eternal love, so blind. Okay, so I'm just going to pass it over to Arthina now to do the final committal.
We gather here today in quiet reflection to honour Jean and to remember Matt, the beloved husband. Two lives once joined a partnership through seasons of love, challenge, devotion and endurance. Today we mark the closing of Jean's earthly journey with respect, gratitude and peace. Jean, your time among us has been lived. Your story, with all its depth, strength and humanity, now rests in the memory and the hearts of those who remain. We acknowledge today her children, her family, and all who were shaped by her presence. The bond between parent and child, between family and kin, does not end here. It changes form, but it remains. With tenderness and dignity, we now commit Jean to the earth, returning what is physical back to the ground from which all life comes. Earth to earth, ashes to ashes, dust to dust. May there now be rest where there was effort. May there be peace where there was complexity. May there be comfort for her children, her family, and strength for her family in days ahead. And may the love once shared between Jean and Matt be whole again, together beyond the limits of time and form. As we leave this place, may we carry forward what strengthens us, the love remembered, the lessons learned, and the resilience of lives fully lived. We release you with gratitude, we entrust you with peace. Rest gently.
Give it your best. Give it your best, girl. Where's Bree going?
Just locked in.
I just don't want people taking
Oh, yeah.
That will pull away the doubt. If I can breathe, I'll hold the sun where hope keeps shining on everyone till
Thank you, everybody. We don't wait.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
I'll let you know what happens.
See you, Doug.
See you later.
See you, everybody. Bye. See you, Doug. So I'll find you. I love seeing this. Much appreciated.
So there's Johnny Judy's flowers.
See you, darling.
See ya. Nice to see you again. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Yeah, Mum. Take a photo, Jodie. Honey Judy. You can't take a photo of them. Shame they couldn't come. And Haley for it. Yeah.
Through the day of tea from the cup. I stopped the photo.
We're all different. That was Mum's. Yeah, so it's just bought it.
So hard.